Grease: Rise of the Pink Ladies just wrapped up its season on Paramount Plus. If you want to hear my thoughts on the original movie Grease and Grease 2, its sequel, I actually reviewed those a couple months back before the show premiered. I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to end up talking about the show weekly or not. And honestly, I didn't end up doing it because I would have had nothing to say weekly if I did that. But I did really like this show. Um, I do have some complaints with it, unfortunately, but I did like this show. It's just a fun show with some pretty likable characters. Um, it's I think it's a cool show because it updates Greece to modern times with the characters in this show. They're not things that could have been done when the original Grease came out, but they also don't feel like they don't fit in the same universe. It's a prequel to Grease, um, with with all new characters that are so much fun. They have a great dynamic. They're funny. Are they all have different character journeys that I liked watching on screen. Um, and yeah, I just enjoyed all the characters in the show. The only character I really didn't like in this show was there was one character story, and I guess I'm gonna get into a little bit of spoilers. Basically, it's that trope of a teacher-student relationship, which is, I think, really gross because even if the intention is not to glorify that kind of shit in that relationship, showing it in this light does that, and it's gross because this is shit that's happening in the real world and not being addressed enough. There are literally kids, not to get super serious in this video, who actually get raped by teachers. And if they're a student who's male and it's done by a female teacher, a lot of parents just brush that shit off like, all right, you scored. There are parents that actually do that shit. And so this kind of relationship being depicted in this show is really gross and just abhorrent to me personally. Um, it's it's nothing like I'm describing, but it's also something that I just genuinely don't want to watch. It because of what's going on in the real world, and even if that shit wasn't going on in the real world, it's still a weird trope that I think is really like, why are teachers hooking up with students, sort of thing. I'm like, all right. And then the last thing I want to complain about before I wrap up this review is just the music in the show. It's not bad, but it added like nothing to the show. I think if they literally didn't take if they literally took out the songs, what would be the point of it? And I will say, writing music for a whole show compared to a movie's very different. But I understand why there's music in the show. It's Grease. You have to have music, but it's also like none of it's memorable, none of it's good, none of it's awful either. Actually, there's a couple points where I thought it was awful, but for the most part, I didn't think it was bad. I was just more like apathetic to it. Like, I guess it's there, but I'd rather there not be a song here so we could just move to the next scene because it doesn't add anything. It doesn't give me new insight to what the characters are feeling. There's sometimes cool cinematography or stuff done with the singing and the like sequences, musical sequences or whatever, but not enough that I think it needed to be there. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. I thought it was fun. If you like Grease, it's a fun continuation. I feel like this show though is not for necessarily people who love Grease, but for people who love Grease and Grease 2. Those are the kind of people who would get into this show, if you ask me. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.